Oh boy. Avengers Doomsday, the official trailer has finally dropped. We're going to jump right into it. We'll talk afterwards. Let's go. Xavier School, the X-Men.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter.
How are they going to add in the old
This
X-Men?
day is done. We shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
I've fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger
Yeah.
than all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one.
Why does he have short hair again? Gambit. Oh, I love it. Oh,
Everything
Shang-Chi,
that
what
they
the heck?
sacrificed will be for nothing if we do
Loki?
not stand
Oh my
together.
gosh.
Put aside your petty squabbles.
Oh,
Presume
whoa.
nothing except this. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters. But mark my words. We're going to need a miracle.
Hey, pal.
It's not possible.
Okay. Ah, be good, please. Okay. I mean, it looks really good. Like, it makes me excited, like I used to be excited when Marvel came out. Um, the hard part is Marvel has been so inconsistent lately. I don't know what to trust anymore. I mean, they haven't been inconsistent with their Avengers stuff, but they haven't done Avengers since Endgame, right? And so, um, first off, I love Thor. He's my favorite. So I love that the trailer had a lot of Thor in it. I know I've been told in the comics, I haven't read the comics of any of these. I was never a big Marvel kid. I was a DC kid for sure. So I've never read the Marvel comics. So I go based off of what I look up and what other people say. But I know that what I've been told is Thor is actually weak to people that have his weakness is like magic and like so like if he were to fight Doctor Strange, he would lose. As far as I know, I think Doom is a really bad matchup for Thor, so he would lose against Doom for sure. Um, so it's a bad matchup for him. Uh, and and I'm excited. I'm excited to see him again. He's my favorite. I love Chris Hemsworth. Oh my gosh, I love everything he does. He is awesome. Um, I am honestly, I know it's like a cop out that we have um Chris Evans coming back as Captain America, but I like him more as Captain America than Sam Wilson. I just do. He just played Captain America so well. So I'm excited for him to come back, but it's made his goodbye like kind of meaningless. Same with Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doom. I know he's playing a whole different character. They're obviously doing that because there's going to be. I honestly wish they wouldn't have told us that. They should have kept that completely secret that Robert Downey Jr. came back and he's playing Doom. Complete secret. Because how crazy would it have been that you had Steve Rogers come back, they're fighting Doom, and then you have a moment where Doom takes off his mask in the theater, or uh someone hits his mask off or something, and you see Robert Downey Jr.'s face. That would have made people go nuts. It's really dumb that they decided to announce that early on, but they were doing it because Marvel has been failing in a lot, and they needed to try and find a way to get some people to stick around. So, because one of the biggest issues with Marvel is they started to push out a ton of like content without focusing on any of the storylines connecting. And they kind of did at first with the storylines, but like with the Kang Dynasty, but then that fell through because of all that crud that happened. Um, and so then they had to pivot. But now you've introduced like 30 new characters that don't tie in to each other at all. You know, like when they first set up the MCU, they did a few characters, and every time they kind of tied into the next movie or the next thing that was coming. You know, you had Iron Man showing up at the end of the Hulk movie. You had all these awesome moments where you felt like they were building something. Right now, I haven't watched a ton of the new Marvel stuff because everything I did watch, I didn't like it. I thought it was mid to low content. They pay a bunch of money into these budgets for these TV shows and these movies, and they don't even look good. And the storyline sucks, and then they don't really even tie into anything. And it was just like, what's the point, you know? Um, and so it's been hard to follow Marvel. I haven't. I tried to keep up with the movies the best I can, but the TV shows I kind of gave up after Loki season 2. So after Loki season 2, I haven't seen any of the Marvel TV shows. Um, and so, and it was kind of cool in the trailer to see Loki there for a second because obviously he's kind of keeping the timelines all together, if I understand his season correctly. Um, and so, and it was interesting. So a lot of what we saw in this trailer, though, that I was because I was wondering how they were going to implement the X-Men. Well, you saw Charles seeing another Charles. So obviously, we're going to be jumping into different timelines, different multiverse versions. Um, and I had wondered if the X-Men were going to get the X-Men that we have seen in the past, the Fox X-Men, if they were even going to get to meet any of the MCU characters. Before this trailer, that's what I was wondering. I had almost wondered if Doom would have came in and like destroyed their universes, and it was sent out as like a warning to the other timelines type of thing that there's this threat like maybe erasing timelines. That was like a theory of mine. Um, but obviously I don't think that's the case because we got to see Mystique turn into Yelena. That was pretty cool. We got to see Gambit fighting Shang-Chi. That was pretty cool. And so I'm liking a lot of what they're doing there. So yeah, why Spider-Man isn't being included into things, I'm not sure. Because maybe he will be in the movie and they're just keeping that a big secret. Um, I don't know because they haven't announced his character or the actor being in the movie, and he wasn't obviously in the trailer. But then, so why isn't he? Because when they erased the memory in No Way Home, they only erased the fact that people knew who Peter Parker was, or like they erased people's memories of Peter Parker. They didn't erase people's memories of Spider-Man. He's still Spider-Man. People knew Spider-Man. They knew that he fought with the Avengers. So why isn't he there now? Maybe that gets explained in his movie because his movie's coming up. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think. I hope that this is a way to get the MCU back on a strict storyline that is easier to follow. I hope Disney learned its lesson. I think they should stop doing the TV shows. I think that just threw too much at people. And it did. like people like my mom had a hard time keeping up with just the Infinity Saga storyline. I had to constantly like remind her because they like the movies. My parents love the movies. I have siblings that love the movies. Everyone I knew loved the Infinity War timeline. A lot of the people I know have not been watching the TV shows, even from the beginning with WandaVision and all that stuff. They weren't watching it because it was just too much. They couldn't keep up with it with the other stuff they were paying attention to. Um, the content wasn't great, and they were hearing that from other people, you know, and so they're just like, why waste my time? The MCU kind of feels like it's over now. Um, and they just didn't do a good job like tying things in. And like the big movies that you really wanted to do good, like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness or the Ant-Man Quantumania movies that you thought, okay, Shang-Chi was actually pretty good, but the other ones, you're like, okay, but we're building to the Kang Dynasty, so let's just try and keep up. The multiverse is kind of confusing, type of thing. Um, but anyways, I'm rambling a little bit too much. I just feel like the MCU has just lost a lot of its charm, and I hope that this movie can kind of bring that back because I would love for the MCU to be as good as it was back in Infinity War and Endgame and just the entire Infinity Gauntlet saga. I loved that time. It honestly was an amazing time to go to theaters. It was a blast. Go to packed theaters and people are cheering, and it was just a lot of fun. I miss that, and I'm hoping we get that back again. Uh, and so I hope this is Disney's kind of woken up to like, let's not push out just a ton of content. Let's make sure the content we're pushing out is good quality content that ties into each other. So that way it's building to something and people stick around for it. I hope they learned that. Have they? I don't know. We'll find out. So, anyways, I'm hopeful this is going to be good. The trailers got me excited. I'm someone that only watches one trailer, so I watched that. I'm not going to watch another trailer no matter how many drop from here on out. That's how I do things. I don't, everything else that they release from now on is just going to be a spoiler for the movie, and I don't want to see it. I wish they would do that more often. You get one trailer, or at least one teaser, and then one normal trailer, and then that's it. So, that's my 2 cents. I hope they do that, but anyways, because everything's a spoiler. I don't want to see anything else now. I'm already excited. I'm already gonna go see the movie. I don't need to see more stuff before the movie. So that trailer was perfect. It gave us a quick little synopsis of kind of what the story's gonna be about. Doom's a big threat. They need to assemble a bunch of people that never worked together to fight this threat. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna go good. I feel like Doom's gonna win. But we'll see what happens. Alrighty. Thank you everyone for watching my little reaction clip. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.